How did the Soviet Union use the dictatorship of the proletariat? Imagine a country trying to change everything overnight. That's what happened after the Bolsheviks took power in 1917. They believed in the idea of the dictatorship of the proletariat. But what does that really mean? Well, it's about the working class, or proletariat, holding power over the former ruling classes like landowners and capitalists. The goal was to create a society where exploitation was gone and socialism could grow. Right after the revolution, the Soviet Union used this idea as a tool to crush resistance from those who wanted to restore the old order. They wanted to make sure the revolution stayed on track. The government, led by the Bolshevik Party, took control of major industries, land was collectivized, and private ownership was abolished. This was all part of their plan to build socialism step by step. They believed that the working class needed to be in charge to truly create a fair society. The Soviet state was organized through Soviets, or workers' councils, which represented the interests of the workers and soldiers. These councils were meant to be the political voice of the proletariat. The Bolshevik Party acted as the vanguard, guiding society and economy towards socialist goals. They aimed to involve workers in decision-making, giving them rights and participation that weren't available before. But things changed over time. Under Joseph Stalin's leadership, the idea of the dictatorship of the proletariat became more centralized and bureaucratic. Power was concentrated in the hands of the party elite. Dissent was often suppressed through force, censorship, and purges. People who were seen as threats to the revolution or the party's control faced imprisonment or exile. These actions were justified as necessary to defend the revolution from enemies both inside and outside the country. Despite the repression, the Soviet leadership saw this as a way to protect the socialist project. They believed that strong, sometimes harsh measures were needed to keep the revolution alive and to continue building socialism. The use of the dictatorship of the proletariat in the Soviet Union was a balancing act. It was meant to defend the revolution and push social change forward, but it also meant suppressing opposition and controlling society tightly. In the end, the Soviet Union's experience shows how the idea of proletarian rule can be complicated. It was a mix of revolutionary ideals and real-world struggles. The leadership believed they were guiding the working class toward a better future, even if it meant using force. This approach shaped the history of the Soviet Union and offers lessons on how revolutionary ideas can be put into practice, sometimes with difficult consequences.